And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning, traders, and welcome to HOAG Money. The opportunity for you guys to think about trades, come up with trades, vote for trades, and make trades to make me money. Always appreciate that. It's good to see everyone this morning. If you are on YouTube, there's about a 10-second delay from what actually happens. You may notice that on your charts. But we are looking forward to having a good session. This is me, John Hoagland, middle-aged performance coach here at Top Step. Got a few years of experience. Been with Top Step since 2011. It's been a pleasure. I've had the opportunity to talk to thousands of traders from all over the world, hopefully helping them improve their performance. This is the CFTC disclaimer. Everything we do here is for educational purposes. We're not suggesting that anybody else purchase or sell the things that we are doing here. We know that futures contain substantial risk. An investor could potentially lose all or more than their initial investment. When they say it can't go to zero, trust me, it can. Risk capital is money that you can afford to lose. One of the reasons we like Top Step is because we're going to be putting the risk capital up for you once you're successful in the trading combine. There's no performance that is indicative of any future results. Hypothetical or simulated performance results do have certain limitations in the fact that a random simulated account has no rules, no accountabilities, and no consequences. Once you add those consequences, trading becomes a little bit more difficult. Again, this is for educational purposes only. The rules for HOAG Money, of course, kindness and respect are respected above everything. There's always differences of opinion in markets. It's what makes them so good. We're going to have a couple of people enabled to talk. All of us are going to be involved in the decisions. If you're coming up with a trade, the context of your trade is going to be, of course, helpful. We're going to use the chat rooms to discuss trades. Those in the Zoom meeting will be able to vote for them. We're going to focus on the MES for opportunities for now. We're not going to be trading just to trade. We have to find legitimate good opportunities where we can establish risk. We're not going to be taking losing trades, which is, of course, a joke. Losing trades are part of trading. We have to learn to accept it, keep them small, and move on. And, of course, feedback from HOAG Money is always vital, always looking for opportunities to improve it. We've got some ideas coming up that we're going to make some changes, and hopefully you are going to enjoy and like them and find them helpful and useful, as always. Here is the platform. Here's the S&Ps. We're inside range from yesterday's narrow range. Yesterday didn't really even count, if you ask me. One of the features that we're looking at, or that I'm looking at, is the fact that yesterday we rejected the late spike from Friday. Looks like we're going to be possibly rejecting that late spike from Friday as well if we were to open right now. I'm going to send the poll to see if we want to take the opening range trade just to do it. I'm not real sure what we think about that, but we are seeing the market coming back up now into the late spike from Friday, which may be telling us that there is a possibility of acceptance of higher pricing. Looking at these profiles, yesterday was so low volume and such little participation. My question is, did it even matter? Now it looks like we are going to be possibly opening in the late spike, which could be acceptance of higher pricing. We do not have any kind of mandate. Shaw says not even with my money would he do the opening range trade. And the poll is absolutely 50-50. 50% yes, 50% no. Looks like we're not taking the opening range trade, which means we probably should. Who wants to chat today? I see my My Randolph, my brother, is here. I'm going to promote you to panelist, Rick. Anybody else want to chat and let me know? You can raise your hand or just let me know in the chat. It's good to see everybody on YouTube. Dr. VJ, JD, JT, and the Drum Lab. Good to see you. Yeah, Drum Lab, I can get that for you. What's up? How you doing?
The dog's got me up at 6:30.
Well, then you should be nice and prepared for today.
Yeah, I'm on my third cup of coffee. Bright and shiny.
Good.
If something happens today in the markets, I don't know.
Well, I think we're seeing a change already. We're extending the overnight session into the late spike. Yesterday, there was such little participation, I don't think it even really mattered that we rejected the late spike. Now that everybody's here, we're back in the late spike. I think this is telling us that we may be looking at for opportunities to buy weakness. We've seen a little bit of a change here now. Here's the 30. So we know that settlement was from Friday's session. Let me.
Last week's high.
Last week's high is the purple line up here.
Okay.
So.
You gotta see what it does against that.
I mean, it's the last week's high is the late spike that we put in on Friday.
Yeah.
So.
Do the daily on the left.
Well, this is the 30. Here's the high from last week. To be precise, 40.24 quarter.
Yeah. But do a daily chart on the left, please.
Here's your daily.
All right. Okay, now go back a little bit. One of those. So we're yeah. It's a tough call right now. Yeah, I think you wait and see.
Yeah, we got to see if we find some acceptance above last week's high, above the late spike.
I'd have to see it, take that out, and then test it again, and then maybe look to buy it.
Okay. So what Randolph, I should say, is saying, what he's looking for is price to get above the high of last week, this purple line here, show a little bit of acceptance through time and volume, and get a push back towards it to look for a long, which lets us limit risk. Would that be right?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Juan, what do you consider acceptance over weekly kickoff? CL is in this case. Thanks in advance. It's a very subjective thing, finding acceptance over or below a particular level. Basically, what I'm looking for is volume. I want to see volume coming in at that new level. All right. I'm just gonna. What do we got? 1 minute left here before the open. Half a minute. So I'm gonna put this up just for a second. So there's the 30. Okay. So what I'm looking for is I want to see eyeballs on this. I want to see trading coming in and establishing volume up here. We're starting to see some volume up there. Okay, of course, we're going to see the 30-minute bar showing volume up there. We've had one 30-minute bar now close above that level. That is friendly towards upside. So if I'm looking for an opportunity, I want to see maybe a pullback down towards weekly kickoff low here, 80.70, to look for an opportunity to take a long where I can limit risk against that level. Okay, Juan? Acceptance is subjective and difficult. All right, so we are now open. Here is the 1 minute chart.
Sorry, I had to let them all go.
17 to 23, we're looking at 6 points in the opening range. The opening range has yet to be penetrated. We're still in it. We've opened in the late spike. That is a probability greater to acceptance of higher pricing than rejection. Doesn't mean it has to happen.
Better outside than inside, Robert.
That is true. An open above a late spike to the upside is the highest probability of acceptance of higher pricing. I find it very interesting that we rejected it yesterday when nobody was here, and today when everybody's here,
Gotta hold it though.
it does have to hold it. But again, what marks holding it? Just shy of last week's high. Opening range still has yet to be extended.
Wow.
We're stuck in this 1 minute range. Sitting here at half back. Rob Rudder says, "Oh, you're the one who lets the dogs out. He can rest at last." Friday's profile of 3 distributions. Friday's up move doesn't seem confident. Here's what Fred's talking about. You've got an anomaly down here. Friday. Didn't I see that? Right here. 39.85. $40.17 left an anomaly at $40.17. Oh, the yesterday, Monday's profile. Well, we checked it. We're there now. So now we've broken up below the low of the opening range. Base of the late spike is right here. Where was that?
Hanging around view up.
Base of the late spike was 40.16 quarter. The base of the M late spike. There's a secondary base right here. 40.1175. So Fred is suggesting maybe try along after Friday's anomaly down here is checked, if we get there. I think there was a much greater probability of that, Fred, when we were trading the overnight below the bases of the late spikes here.
So it failed up there, so I wouldn't mind shorting it around, near the highs, 40-20 area, whatever.
Well, I like that because, again, the opening range is the high of the session. But the nuances are saying something different. The nuances to the upside with the open and Friday's spike.
But it failed to hold.
It did. This time. So we took out the opening range. Do you want to try a short here at halfway back?
Well, I'd like to. I'd like to watch it a little bit more.
You're a spectator today, not a speculator.
Like Vincent said, but that area that it's in, the 40-20 to 40-30 area is going to be tough.
We just had an opportunity at halfback in the opening range. I was going to try and suggest voting on that, but it got away from us. Because I'm not against shorting it, especially with the opening range at the high of the day. Go ahead.
Where's your moving averages?
Okay, so here's second standard deviation of VWAP. The only moving averages I have on this chart are the whole moving averages, which are kind of hard to see here. This red one's the 9 session, that's the 13. They're both up, and the 9 is above the 13, which is friendly to the upside.
Yeah, I think you got to wait a little bit because it's just it could just sidebar. Nothing coming out tomorrow number-wise, right?
Yeah, there is. We have PPI final demand,
one thing.
Retail sales, industrial production, and on the calendar we've got 3 talking feds. Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Ted. Octay.
Well, Caesar's trying to buy it above VWAP 40-13. Caesar's saying.
VWAP is, in essence, the second base here, the L period base.
Nice double top up there.
I'm kind of liking the idea of the long here. Let's vote. We look for a long here at about 12, above VWAP, above the base of the L breakout for the late spike.
I think Caesar was saying 40-13.
Huh. Again, we are 50-50. Look at that. 50-50. You guys just voted again, right?
Well, you know what? I think everybody's not kind of like on the sidelines here. Yeah.
All right, now let's see. Maybe I didn't send it. So we're looking at a long right about here. I think we can limit risk below yesterday's low. Okay, 53% participation, 67.33.
Yeah,
Put in a bid.
Just got to watch out for Chads.
07.5. Okay, we took the 1300.
Where's your stop?
07.5. Right here.
Okay.
Below the low from yesterday. Well, here we go. Jamie was saying long here. We're in it, but I don't know how good we're doing here. We shall see. What was the low yesterday?
I'm out. Hey, John, I'm out of all my metal positions.
Are you really?
Yeah, first time in like a year and a half.
Wow. How does it feel?
It's good.
Feels relaxing.
Because the ETFs are down my gold ETF took out the 200 and it's on its lows, and silver is right on its 200. So I think it's due for a correction. That's why.
Nice. It seems to be struggling a little bit on the highs there, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I'm watching the dollar. That 102 area in the dollar is a key area. Yeah.
Zach, you're hot today.
Nice. I like the way Zachariah thinks.
Mm-hmm. Catching both sides.
Yeah, he's a range trade.
Shaw didn't vote. Would have voted no. We got a few folks on YouTube saying long 100%, long here. So we did pretty much get a mandate. 67% yes, 33% no.
So they're both long.
Nice job, Zach. Yep. I have to count those mail-in ballots yet, Bob.
Yeah.
Bob's cracking me up.
But watch for the Chads.
The hanging Chad.
No, the Florida ballots.
Yeah.
They didn't get punched correctly.
Yeah, the dangling Chad.
Yeah, dangling participles.
Okay. So, our regular trading hour low is 09.
Which one?
I was thinking about trimming the risk, but
You're going to be selling it against the highs, John, or get out of it, or taking money, or
I don't know. What do we vote? Put a suggested profit target for this trade in the chat.
I think if you get to the moon, there you go. If you can't take out the highs, I mean, I'd keep an eye on it. Maybe take 5 cents out of it for 18.50.
I joined late. What was the logic behind this trade? Okay. So I'm just going to expand this for a moment. This is last night. This is yesterday. This is Sunday night. This is a late spike that we put in on Friday. I'm kind of ignoring the fact that yesterday was anything. So when we opened today, we opened and left the opening range at the high, but we opened in the late spike, which is to a degree an indication of possible acceptance of higher pricing. So we're looking for opportunities to buy weakness. However, we do have an opening range that remains the high of the session. So we've got a little bit of cognitive dissonance in that. So we looked at what was going on. We said we traded to the low of the base, the L base of the late spike from Friday, and rejected. So we took a long based loosely off of that and VWAP. So we're sitting here holding long at 1350. Zach got better trade location than we did. But we're looking for this market to potentially continue the move higher, take out the high of the opening range, take out Friday's high, and continue higher. I don't know what's going to happen. 18 quarter, Fred's saying would be a kind of a good kind of magnet to take profit at. So what do we do? Do we...
So the dollar's on its low and metals are on their lows. Can't figure that out.
Do we fish here or cut bait? Vote.
Move your stop up.
Matt, Mr. Hoyt. The link to get into the Zoom meeting is in the chat here in YouTube.
2150, John.
So right now we're fishing. Matt sees 30, 90, 30, 40, 39 if we see higher, if we see new highs.
Yeah. I'd take some profit at 2150.
Why 2150?
Because I think you're in a range that's going to be resistance. If you go out further, go back.
Go back.
You know,
Come back.
daily. Go back further.
Come back. The halfback is 30, 40, 20, 50 in the halfback in the opening range. I'll watch this.
If it doesn't hold up here, I'd cut bait.
Rusty Golfer says move stop to 17. Profit at the purple line. That purple line is last week's high. Last week's
Move your
high.
stop up, John.
Why are you yelling at me, Randolph?
Mortimer. I got $1 on this. Come on, man.
I don't like moving my stop up. I'm moving it to break even. I guarantee you that gets hit.
Then take your profit.
No.
You're just protecting your investment. You know?
I'm being greedy.
Somebody's got to do it.
I'm being greedy. I'm
Eddie Murphy can walk again, you know?
I could see. I have legs. I'm going to bring Matt in. Vince is saying add on the breakout. Add another contract.
Where did you get long at?
1350.
13 and a half. Okay. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Matt. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, you too. All right, 13 and a half, huh?
Yeah, they're yelling at me to close up my stop, so I put it to break even.
Yeah, I mean, you could be at 12 half on the stop.
Okay, Mr. Valentine has set the price.
Because at 8:43 we kind of came down there. The low was 13 quarter, and then we kind of took off. If we get below that 13 quarter on the lower time frame, fine, I'll puke it.
Yeah. I haven't seen you since the holidays, Matt. How are you doing? How was the holidays?
Hope you had a happy new year. We sure did. Try to do as little as possible. Which was
Yeah, right? Perfect. Matt doesn't know this yet, but Matt's going to do a special group coaching with me where he's going to discuss the Andrews pitchfork that Matt uses, and he's going to show us all about that. And
yeah.
he doesn't know it yet, but he's going to do that.
Yeah, and I feel like, so here's my conundrum this morning. So Goldman Sachs missed earnings by over $2.
Right.
The market doesn't care.
Right.
Because I feel like normally, Goldman missed, let's all get short, but like that's totally not happening. I feel like it should have happened already.
Right, and what was it? Morgan Stanley beat on both.
Yeah, but
They cancel each other out.
I don't know. I think let's see, Morgan Stanley. I guess the market cap on Morgan Stanley is 154 billion. Goldman's 128 billion. Fine. But the miss by Goldman was like, they missed missed by a large percentage, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I felt like if it was worthy, we'd already be seeing it not. So I feel like this could be like, oh, bad news came out, we're gonna rally. And you know, we've been making higher lows since 7 o'clock this morning, higher low, higher high, boom, boom, boom. So I like the setup. And if we can keep going higher, I don't see why we're not going up to 40, 45 would be my target.
See? Now that's aggressive. I like that.
And all we have to do, I'd really like us to stay above the 13, of course, because, like I said, I'm short-term puking my long below that level.
Mm. What do we have as far as delta's concerned? It looks like it's negative. I'm going to double check here on this platform. We have negative 2,500, including yesterday's session, regular trading hour session. We're showing negative 1,800 so far on this session alone. So our more aggressive traders are the market order hitting sellers. They're not being very successful in pushing price lower as we are in the upper half of today's range and profile. Do we have a longer time frame buyer here? We've seen it all last week.
Let me ask you this. On the daily chart, that S&P's been hitting that downtrend line. We've got it right on there.
We are right on it.
Okay, so that's why we could be stalling here. Maybe there's, you know.
Here it is. The all-time high, contact, 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 aberration. And we're there now.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
I don't know. It seems to have counted the last 4 times.
Randolph.
Well, that's why I'm thinking, you know, if we can get above this with some gusto, hey, you know.
I cut bait, John.
Well, we've got 61%, 73% participation saying fish.
I'm with you guys. I'm on the boat.
You're fishing?
No, actually, I'm looking in the cooler, but yeah.
Yeah, we need more fish in there.
Based on that trend line, you got a diamond.
There's yesterday's high, right on it.
Take it. And you can always reload.
I'm going to resend it. Do we fish or do we cut bait here? Resend.
I mean, I want to see what happens when we, you know, higher highs. We should keep making higher highs. If it's a weak high and we fail, well, I'm willing to let it ride for a little while to see what happens.
You can take your profit, takes up that trend line, then you can buy the dip.
55% fish, 45 cut bait.
Before, I think you're playing this.
No. I actually did get this vote.
I mean, here, if you're nervous, you can move your stop up to 20. You know, just keep it tight. Say, fine, if we.
I am cool as a cucumber.
All right. You can actually move your stop up to 14.75.
Move it up to VWAP, at least. But if you're gonna do that, John, just take it.
I don't know. I think we're still
You got
poking
money
up
in the
there.
bank.
I see a lot of eyes on this.
Either that or buy another one and
Okay. What if we do?
Daniel says this vote is fraudulent. All right, let's do it again.
yeah.
All right, here. You guys can all watch. Okay. Fish or cut bait? 8 people, 11, 12, 14.
John,
Huh?
hold up. It's kind of struggling.
You're just you're getting freaked out by a pullback.
$1.
Delta wiped out. Still showing negative 1,000.
18. Come on, man. Again, John, I bought against the 200 on the SOB.
We're still seeing fish.
Yeah, I know that. They're a bunch of greedy people.
Still seeing fish. Don't worry, poor folks. He meant that as a compliment.
Yeah. Just scrapping.
I'm still cool as a cucumber because I've accepted the outcome either way. I've accepted the outcome either way. I keep telling myself that.
So you're stopped at break even, or where are you at on that?
We're still at 12 half. We're a 4-tick loser.
Okay.
Leaving all that money on the table. Jesus.
I never said I was smart.
I'm not going to argue.
So we're building up negative delta again.
So they're calling for snow later Wednesday, then running through Thursday afternoon.
Well, you gonna bust out the snowmobiles?
The winter storm watch.
It's supposed to be all rain down here.
So what are we basically in the opening range still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the 1 minute chart that shows the opening range on it. There it is. We looked above and failed.
I mean, we made a higher close. We didn't really stay out.
If you got a weaker dollar, it should be good for this, right?
Yeah, you would think. We'll see if that big bad trend line comes into play, or what's going to happen.
That's why I'm at that one that John showed, where we hit it like 3-4 times. I mean, that's why I said cut bait, and then if it takes that out and holds it,
Then go.
got support.
So then, would you want to get short here?
Nah,
You would, right, against that line.
limited risk.
I mean, where are we thinking? If we get short and we're wrong, where are we getting stopped out?
John, you could flip.
See, there's another thing I don't like about shorting
Flip
here.
and go short, and you definitely got a limited loss. The profit risk ratio is not as good.
Fred, something else here. Last week's high, actually this week's high, was in the overnight session. Market's not going to like that.
Right. We got to take
Well,
a
I mean, I
swing.
was saying sell it against that up where it was before. Now you're going to get probably stopped out.
Now we're in B period. Let's see what information comes from this.
No, I mean, we're hanging here. It's pretty solid. I mean, we're not pressing lows. We're still kind of sniffing out the high here.
Delta positive now.
There we go. Oh,
11 cents in the money on my silver SLV. So
here we go. Another new high.
Another new high.
We like it.
well,
New high. Boom, boom, boom. Go, go, go.
what's it look like on that with that trend line, John? You're just right there. There you go. If you move that line up to the top of the wicks, you haven't gotten to it yet. On the two, not that one, the other way. Keep going, keep going. Now see those,
Yeah. If my aunt had
yeah,
All right, so can we close above the overnight high from what, the 16th was it?
from Sunday night.
Sunday night? I mean, we basically touched it by a tick maybe or two ticks shy.
Right. That's not necessarily very strong.
John,
Yeah.
take your profit, go short.
All right, let's do this again. Fish or cut bait?
I'm staying in. I want to see one more run at that high. Here we go. Let's go, baby, go. Hovering.
We're getting cut bait. 54%.
Here we go, another high. Here we go.
Well, I can just leave this this voting open until we get to a level that we want to get out. Matt, you were at 34 before, right?
40. Where's my? Hold on, let me see my chart here. 40, 47. So I'm at 47. We're at 30 even. So another 17 points.
Yeah, I'm taking this. We've got cut bait, 61%. We took out that high.
Take it.
We took it. We took out that overnight high from Monday night. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't think this thing is going to continue to push higher, but we followed direction. We took the vote. 61% said cut bait, so we cut bait.
Hey, profit's a profit.
It's a profit deal.
Yeah. Now, are you gonna flip?
I can't do a flip.
No?
No, I'm not selling. I'm not selling this.
I wouldn't sell it either. I'm looking to get long.
S&Ps get up around 40-20. That's gonna be tough. Where they at now?
40-31.
Now I'm watching SPX.
Morning, Jimmy Decker. No, Vince, we did not add on the breakout. Which I liked.
Dollar pop.
But I got this naysayer here.
The dollar's rallying and silver's rallying. It's not making any sense.
Well, I think you're looking at it in too short a time frame. It's a good idea, Waleed.
Yeah, but get short on the way down. You're gonna play that one. Can you tell I'm bearish?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it's been hard for me not to get stuck in your bias,
Nah, I like the long side. Lucky I'm here.
right?
Told you. See?
My thought, Joe, on getting long again on a pullback
Yeah, I'd reload.
to last week's high.
Or something. But you got some resistance up here.
24 is last week's high. We've got a low volume node here that may end up being very supportive.
Yeah, right.
We also have a low volume node here that may be very supportive that puts us down to that 24 last week's high.
Hey, John, answer the door. Beeks is there. He's got a suitcase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a gorilla.
I gotta watch that again. That's
hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious. Wow.
Huh. Bob Rudder. Long, at least until the next Fed meeting, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah, Vince, I liked your idea of taking that breakout trade. We just didn't get it. Boy, it looks like YouTube is way behind here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, for some reason, YouTube is way behind real here. Usually it's only about 10 seconds.
Where'd you get out at, John?
Right around 30, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
40, 30?
Mm-hmm.
Nice trade. Nice trade.
Yeah. 40.28, a little short of that.
Nice trade.
Yeah, we hung in there pretty tough. I don't know why.
Come on, John, let him have one for me at 40, 30.
All right, do we want to
I'm watching the indices here.
do we want to take this trade at 40.30 short for Randolph? Vote away. Whoops. Hang on. All right, vote away. Do we look to take a short against the current high? Where's your stop, Rick?
35 and a half.
35 and a half.
Your other option would be see if it takes out the high, if it takes out the stops, but I don't know
All
if
right.
that's going to do that.
We're 60% like your idea here, Rick. I'm sorry, Randolph. 60 to 40. So we're already short.
I don't see it yet.
We're short 31 and a half.
And you're going to be, stop at 4 and a half.
Stop at 35 and a half you've got.
Steve's short at 34.50.
Where is the profit target on
Short
this?
at 40. Yeah.
If it's a profit deal, where's the profit target?
I'd probably buy it around VWAP.
I already put the order in at 16 and a half. VWAP's 15. It'll be lower than that if we get there. But it's pretty decent reward over risk. Oops. All right. Randolph, your entire reputation is based on this trade.
Just for the day, though. That's a good thing. You can always reinvent yourself tomorrow.
Never trust a Packer fan.
You pick your friends, you can't pick your relatives, right?
That's right. Randolph.
There's the family you're born with and the family you make along the way, right?
That's right.
Jeopardy song.
See if I can get it running here before we get our stop hit. Probably going to get in trouble from YouTube on this. It's enough to put you to sleep, isn't it? Fred seeing acceptance on the ladder. Volume traded up there. You can see it here.
Yeah.
Getting pretty positive in that delta now, aren't we? We got some aggressive buyers here.
Yeah, we got everyone playing that trend line, which is basically everybody,
Yeah, if that doesn't hold, look out.
right? I could, you know, it's funny. We could just hang out and gather energy here and kind of last one way or the other.
Uh-huh.
See.
We got liquidity up here in honor of Joe D, who we haven't seen for a while. Unless Joe is Joe D. Sebastian says the greedy people were right.
Any contrarians?
I'm really a contrarian, but
There you go, John.
Well, we haven't taken out the high again yet, the new high.
Fail, John, as Tom would say.
fail.
I don't have enough. There's not enough info for me here to get short yet, unless I do a bigger time frame and play the trend line to the downside.
Yeah, if there was a reason I'm short here, it's because everybody else told me to.
Right.
Reel it
No, but I
in.
get like, hey, if I go to the 120-minute chart, yeah, you know,
And it's cheap.
now I've got
It's cheap.
right on that bigger time frame, not so bad.
Amanda, the late spike on Friday was right. At least for now.
At least for now.
Were you going to reel it in?
That's I'm asking you. It's your trade.
Around 1850,
1850.
just above VWAP.
Yeah, VWAP keeps slipping up there, doesn't it? Okay, our bid is at 1850. If we get there, Rick, I'll send you $1. Do you have Venmo?
Be 100 by the time I see that. I mean, if you're nervous about it, you can cover, but
I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm feeling very centered. I feel like my knowledgeable trader is in the forefront of my head. And he's saying, "What the hell are you doing?"
Ludwig, you haven't touched your food.
You must eat. All right, let's put a blockade in front of it here. There we go.
would you put a stop above the recent high at 34 even, and like put a buy stop at 34 half to let price take you into the long side?
To
And
get
just
long?
a low stop would be this low at 27 even.
I would.
Mm,
I would.
7
After the end of B period, then the initial balance is established. And if we break out above the initial balance, that'll be above that trend line. It would be something I would try and use a time stop. I don't want it to come back in my pocket if it does get up there and break out. I want it to go fast.
We want to see follow through right away.
Right away.
Urgency. Okay.
So Matt, when we do your special Make HOAG Money, it's got to be on a Tuesday.
Yeah. That's my limitation. Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right. I'll contact you and we'll set a date.
Sounds great.
I'm very interested in hearing more about that,
Yeah.
as I know many of us are.
All right.
So, all right. What now? Wait a minute. We're going to see if we can figure out how this works, number one. End poll. So we're getting short on time here. Do we just let this play out as is? Stop at 35 half, profit target at 18 half, and just let it play out for the rest of the day. We can talk about it on the reflection at the end of the day. Lots of folks saying cut bait. Lots of folks saying cut bait. 60% participating.
Take it.
Here it is. Here's the... So we're out. We're working nothing. Made 82.50. 2 winning trades.
Nicely done.
It's nice,
Now it'll break.
nice job. Now it'll break, right?
Yeah.
I still think you're going to crack the high. Well, we'll see. Other than that, what we think, let's see what happens.
Travis is saying that furnace will be paid off in no time. God bless. God bless. All right, folks. Thanks again for joining. I think we have there's some new changes coming up soon. Hopefully you'll like them. And
Yeah.
trade well, everyone. Have a great day.
Yeah, everybody trade well.
All right. Bye, guys.
See you later.